bumpers and, the same old, this is what folk is. And whilst that was quite enjoyable, we were already becoming dead after a couple of months. So we changed the name to the Cornmarket Acoustic, moved to the Cornmarket Pub in Liverpool, which is like one of the oldest, 1790.
Is that the one in the Cornmarket?
Yeah, it's in there.
Behind the...
Just next to the slaughterhouse. Yeah. So we're in there the first Tuesday of every month. We changed the name to the Cornmarket Acoustic Club, particularly to start attracting some of this talent that's around. And it started because my little lad, he's 15, he'll kill me for calling him a little lad. When I took him to a studio with me, the sound engineers were trying to get out of him, what kind of music do you like? And he said, well, I like and Adele and all the names. And I said, he likes folk music. And Jake, his name, instantly said, no, I don't like folk music, Dad. I said, well, you like acoustic music. And acoustic music is folk music. Really? That's what it's about. That's what all it's about, yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it's one of those lines where it's like, this argument we've had, this conversation we've had with Michael over the jazz.
Yes.
You say, I don't like jazz because you immediately associate it with the heavy jazz.
Traditional jazz.
Traditional jazz. Yeah, when there's a lot of more melodic jazz, which you say, I like that.
Yeah.
And it's a similar thing with the folk music. Like Mike Oldfield, his music is folk based.
Because he's
traditionally. I always think of folk as being like Spinners and Maggie May. See, that's the.
Although Maggie May, I still do that every time I do a gig. I do Maggie May, fantastic song. But what we ended up doing was
Mike Harding. You often think about
the Rochdale Cowboy,
or the Lancashire Rover, or whatever the hell he used to say.
Yeah.
So you always think about it being sort of tied into Morris dancing. You never think about it being sort of not poppy, but a bit of a fusion with pop.
Yeah.
But it's probably like everything else; it leaks into each other, doesn't it?
I think they all do. All music starts at one place and ends at another place, and you like it. You have a favourite somewhere in the middle.
And now they try to categorise them all, and garage, house, next door.
I'm the same.
It confuses me a lot of the time.
I can't do it.
I'm still a bit of a traditionalist. Folk, classical, rock. And
jazz,
and
jazz, yeah.
But the argument over pop music. Well, I always thought that was short for popular music, but we won't get into that one.
Wasn't it short for popular music?
I thought it was.
It started off that way, but now pop music is supposed to be classed as a genre. But at the same time, they've got these sub genres now. I'd say the garage, the house,
hip-hop as well,
and hip hop exactly, and R&B. But they're all popular music.
Yeah.
They go through phases.
That's our director, Steve Farragut, come in to put his little pop in there.
What we found now is that because we've changed it to an acoustic club, we can still do the folk music.
What does acoustic mean? Does that mean plugging in guitar?
It means one of these. It means a wide-bodied guitar with a sound hole, and you don't really plug in any of the hard
enhancements.
Well, we do. We still
We've got
do.
a microphone.
Yeah, we still do. So if we've got a big room, we have this has got a built-in. This one hasn't actually. This is my acoustic guitar, but my other one has a built-in, I don't know what they're called, and a transducer and a pickup. Yeah. So you just plug it in, and it plugs into a PA system, and all that does is amplifies what we don't do.
So what does acoustic mean? Does that mean it resonates within the body of the instrument? Is that what that means?
So if I've got the capo on there, if I just play an E chord, all that sound is coming out of the guitar, no amplification.
It's a bit Spanish, that, actually.
That's it. And if you go like that, you can just dancing already.
I'm playing another one of your tunes.
Well, what I was hoping to do was one of my huge influences is like two guys in particular. One's very folk based, and that's a guy called Christy Moore who's Irish, and the other one's like sort of an English folk guy who went through everything, jazz, rock, went through everything, called John Martin. John Martin had a lot of demons in his life and died at a very early age, but he wrote a song called May You Never, and I've done an adaptation of that song.
As long as we don't do copyright on here, so is that all right? I mean, you can do an adaptation if you want, but if it's very old, if you're doing folk music, it doesn't matter, but if it's someone's already put it on CD, you might have a problem with that. Can
I do it?
I don't know, can you do this? I don't know. Is it on
as far as I'm
it's
aware,
on probably millions of his CDs, I would have thought, all over the world.
Right, well...
Would I get into trouble, or will you get into trouble?
No, it means we can't podcast the programme if it's copyright music.
I don't want to...
Because this podcast now will be repeated with you on it everywhere.
Right, okay.
So we like people to bring their own music in.
Okay, well, I'll do one of mine then. This is...
Your singing voice is quite loud, so I'm going to move the mic away from you slightly.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Surprising, that's not the first time I've heard that.
Me neither.
This is a song that I was doing a gig down in a folk club in London, Romford Folk Club, and there's a guy down there called Mick Brown, and the two of us got chatting about the G20 conference that occurred several years ago when Ian Tomlinson, the paper vendor, died.
He was killed, yeah.
And we talked about it, and we started messing with this, and Mick had a fair bit of the song moving, but it wasn't right. And I said, get it gone, because I'm going to work on it as well. So I've got a version of it. He's got a version of it down there, and this is my version. It's called. It's dedicated to Ian Tomlinson, and it's called the Kettle Song. But you'll understand as we go along. You remember the police practice of kettling people?
Oh well, it still happens, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's called. Lock them up. We call it, yeah, that's right. We call it the Kettle Song. Hey, Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. I'm not from around here, as you can plainly see. I came to your fancy town to voice my democracy. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. That's your chorus. You join in if you want to. Mothers with their babies, children with their toys, policemen with their truncheons, Cameron's boys, they locked us all into one place. We wanted to be free. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. Hey, Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. I'm not from around here, as you can plainly see. I came to your fancy town to voice my democracy. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. Mrs. Johnson had a baby there. Mr. Williams chased his wife. Another man just passing through lost his life. Screaming and shouting, noisy as can be. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. Hey, Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. I'm not from around here, as you can plainly see. I came to your fancy town to voice my democracy. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me. Mr. Policeman, please don't kettle me.
Yeah, that was.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did too.
My protest song.
So, what do you have a website, Steve?
At the moment, it's Facebook.
Right.
But I really do. I left work last year. Went through like a lot of personal things, like splitting up with my wife and things like that. After 25 years, God,
it happens.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's dreadful, though, isn't it? But you're right. It's life. It just goes on. Yeah. So there was a great opportunity to just do something different. I took redundancy from the NHS.
What did you do there?
I was a senior manager in the NHS.
What you mean in an office over what?
In PCTs. So I was dealing with like commissioning and stuff. Yeah. And it was just, I think it was just getting harder and harder to believe in what we were doing. It seemed my job, instead of saying I'm here helping people, it seemed more and more my job was to defend why we weren't helping someone. Yeah. And I thought, it's not good for your soul, is it? Mm. So I sat around for about 3 weeks and watched Jeremy Kyle, and I thought, God, he's making sense, this fella. I need to do something. So I rang around a couple of nursing homes, because I was singing anyway, in the evenings in clubs and that. And I rang around a few nursing homes, and they said, yeah, you can come in and we'll give you a few quid. And I went, that's all right, isn't it? So I'd do that during the day, and I've been doing that now for 18 months. Love it.
Or playing to the older people.
Yeah. And I said I wouldn't do wartime songs. I said, I'm just not going to do Tipperary and stuff like that.
But so they love them.
Well, no, they don't.
Oh, right.
No, because the pops that generation are
that's right.
too old for that.
They're all 50s. They love Billy Fury, the Beatles, the Monkees.
Of course, up again, you see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Love it all. And there's a couple of things that have happened. One is I get lots of opportunities to cop off with older women. Because they all want to make eyes at you. That's fantastic.
Oh, well, it never ends, does
the better. They just now that they're older, the better. But the other side of it is it's absolutely fantastic for your stagecraft. If you can sit in a room with 40 people who've got dementia and Alzheimer's, and they want to come over and kiss you, they want to touch the mic,
and it doesn't matter if you make a mistake.
No, it's great. It's great.
You can sort of hone your own performance, can't you?
Absolutely, and it is. And I'm a firm believer that when you perform, whatever happens in front of you is part of the show, whether you've planned it or not. If it's there, it's you just have to deal with it, and it's part of the show, and that, so bring a lot of humour into it. But I love it. I just love watching.
So people will go onto Facebook and type in Steve Kahn.
Yeah. They'll find me there. I have usually put lots of pictures up. The gigs go up on there, stuff like that.
Our director's just said, do you have groupies in sheltered accommodation?
yeah. But they're my groupie. No, it is good because you start to get a regular following. He's got
a fan club.
A fan club of over 70.
One of my mates is a lawyer, and he works and lives on the Wirral, and Peter Edwards, his name is, and Peter goes in and out the nursing homes, obviously dealing with different issues. And he rang me up a couple of months ago and he said, "Listen, have you started singing full time?" And I said, "I have." "Yeah, how do you know?" And he said, "Because I keep going into nursing homes and find these little photographs of you. I've got a photograph for you that I've signed and stuff, so you can keep." And he says, "I keep going in, seeing them on the walls and stuff, on the notice boards. Am I being abused behind me?"
No, Steve's saying, did he throw the knickers at you, or is it like continence pants or something?
Well, I have to dodge the incontinence pads. Yeah.
Well, he's just pointed out something to me that I thought was... I didn't know how to say it, but you were talking about your fan. You've got fans of these old people, and I thought, you think about the pop stars running away from the fans, and he's walking away from them. They're on Zimmer frames.
I can't get away from them. Yeah.
But apart from that, you play another place. Obviously, you go to the acoustic club in the Cornwall.
Yeah, I have a regular spot at the Vanilla Lounge in Hoylake on the main road there. The last Sunday of every month, I do lots of bars, clubs, that kind of stuff.
So it's built up for you then?
You're
making a living at it?
Just about making a living. When I think about how much I was earning when I was in the NHS, which is a considerable amount of money, and how much I'm earning now, it's something like, I don't know what it is, it's not even a tenth of what it's less than that. But I don't have the same overheads because I use my redundancy money to pay it all.
But I imagine the personal satisfaction you're getting from it, the enjoying what you're doing, more than compensates for the massive wage.
Trying to define the line, trying to draw that line between this is work and this is enjoyment. Like today, technically I'm supposed to be in work, but I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm not getting paid for it. So,
also I think being technically self-employed is much easier than having to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go and work with people that you don't necessarily like, or they're giving you a hard time. You can just choose your own hours, can't you?
And you choose your own company to a lot of extent as well. If I have been to one or two nursing homes where I haven't liked the staff or I haven't liked the managers or whatever, because either the way they treat me or the way they treat service users in there, and I say I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to go back because I don't. Not because I'm all highfalutin and stuff. I just don't want to sit there and watch you behave that way without me making a comment. And if I make a comment,
so give us another chip. Have you got another song of yours?
I can do another one, yeah.
And then we'll wind this one.
This is a little sad one again, this one. I wrote this one, or started writing it when I was about 15. And it's how I imagined I'd feel if someone left me. So it's a song called, this is for you, this, Brenda.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't leave you.
God, well said. Great save, girl. It's called Stay. If you're gonna leave me in the morning. Don't go away. If you're gonna leave me, leave without warning. Why don't won't you stay? We've been together now